So my presentation is going to be about Barbie's early history. Have you ever had a doll or an action figure growing up? If you did, now that you're older, do you know its history? Many of us may not care about the history about toys or objects, but some of the things you may, but sometimes you may find some things interesting, like some facts that you've never heard of. Today, I'm going to go over just a brief of Barbie's early history. Inventions were made when someone sees that there's a necessity for a product. Barbie was one invention that actually changed the world. When I was younger, I had a Barbie doll in which I would dress up in little outfits, and I actually had a little convertible car in which I would drive her around like a little house I had. And now looking back, I started to wonder, how did Barbie start? I started to research about Barbie's early history, and some things I discovered were really interesting, and I would like to share it with you guys. So some of the information I got was from Mattel's website, history, and time. When Barbie has a long history, but I will be talking about who created Barbie, Barbie's first display, and who is Barbie. So Barbie came from a necessity that the creator saw, and the inspiration came from an unusual doll. The creator of Barbie was Ruth Handler, and according to Mattel, she saw that her daughter did not have any dolls that she could see herself into, compared to her son that had action figures that he can see himself as an actor, a doctor, a firefighter, or a doctor or firefighter, or anything he would like to be when he grew up. So one day while they were going to Switzerland, one day on vacation to Switzerland in 1956, her daughter Barbara came across a Lily doll, and it caught her attention. And Ruth brought back 3 of those dolls. So those Lily dolls, according to an article by Barbie Through the Ages, was inspired by Blid Lily, which was a comic strip character, a German comic strip character. And this doll was actually the inspiration that Ruth had the Lily doll was an inspiration for the doll Barbie. So the doll was actually not meant for children. The doll was actually a high-end call girl named Lily, and she was sold in tobacco stores, bars, and was also sold in adult-themed toy stores, but soon became a doll in which children enjoyed playing with. So now that we know who created Barbie and who inspired Barbie, let's move on to when she first came out. So Barbie's first appearance was in the New York Toy Fair. When Barbie first appeared in the New York Toy Fair on March 9th, 1959, she was wearing a black and white striped swimsuit. And her appearance, they actually copied from celebrities that were popular back in the 1950s, like Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe. So the buyers at the New York Toy Fair thought the doll would not be successful, since at that time what was very popular was the baby and the toddler dolls, and they thought that it wouldn't be successful. Well, the first Barbie doll was sold for $3, and now one of them is worth $25,000, and that's a lot of money. And when the doll was first appeared, they sold more than 300,000 dolls, which is a lot. So now that we know who created Barbie, what doll inspired Barbie, when the first doll appeared, let's talk about Barbie. So what is Barbie's birthday, first job, and career? So Barbie was named after Ruth Handler's daughter, which is Barbara. And according to history, Barbie's full name is Barbie Millicent Roberts. And her official birth date was when she first appeared at the New York Toy Fair, which is March 9th, 1959. So, 2 years after that, Ken Carson was introduced. And Ken was actually named after Ruth Handler's son. So basically, Barbie and Ken are related. They're actually brother and sister in real life. But that inspired the dolls that are today. Barbie's first job and first career. So her job when she was first introduced was actually a teen fashion model. And according to Mattel, her first job was a fashion editor back in the 1960s. She has over 200 careers, and since she was first introduced, so that's a lot of careers that she has gone through. She was an archaeologist. She was a skateboarder. She has been almost every career that you can think of. And according to an article by Barbie Throughout the Ages from history, she went to the moon 4 years earlier than Neil Armstrong, which is very surprising. So overall, in conclusion, inventions were made when someone sees that there is a need for a product. Barbie was one invention that changed the world. Barbie has a long history, but only covered a small section of Barbie's early history. And I covered who created Barbie, her first display, and who is Barbie. I hope after hearing about Barbie's early history, this will make you wonder what other objects or toys this will make you wonder about other objects and toys and what history they may have, because there's some stuff that we may not have heard of, and maybe investigate what those secrets are. You may think that a simple object or toy has just a simple history, but in reality, you may be surprised on how many secrets in early history that they may have. And that's it.